Good evening and welcome to the 10th Annual Dinner Banquet supporting the Mission Historical Museum. Your generous donations assist the museum in preserving the rich history of our community. My name is Cynthia Lopez and I am the director. The funds raised this evening will go towards the various public programs that the museum offers, such as our wonderful Dia de los Muertos event. I would like to extend a special welcome to Councilman Dr. Ocaña, Mayor Pro Tem Nori Garza. Thank you so much for your support this evening. As a reminder, the silent auction ends tonight at 8:45, so make sure you get your bids in prior to that time. And I want to emphasize that our fundraising efforts do not end tonight, and that there are several other ways you may help, such as volunteering, serving on communities, and simply participating in our programs. Thank you once again for your attendance, and I hope everyone enjoys this amazing event. Thank you so much.
And first, a special slide presentation. You know, this has been going on for 10 years. We've lost a few people along the way. And just to remind us what we've had, not necessarily what we've lost. First up, Kathy Morgan Brown was born August the 30th, 1955 in Mercedes, the youngest of the 4 children of Lyle and Mary Morgan. She was raised in Weslaco, graduated from Weslaco High in 1973, and fell in love in 1975. She says she married the man who always made her laugh, the man who loved people and loved life, Rick Brown. Not only did Rick come with laughter, he came with a bubbly, talkative little girl, Donna Gale. And 2 years later, along came a son, Tim. Now we have to advance to 2011 because that's when Tim got married to Barbara. And now Kathy has 7 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. Kathy also takes care of her mother. She's now 88, and she's taken care of her for 18 years. In 1978, she began teaching at Valley Christian School when it was part of the Rio Grande Children's Home. Of course, she established bonds with other children there. In fact, she has made her home available to many children who just needed that extra care. 15 children, in fact. Some just needed a place to land after graduating from the Christian school, and she keeps up with just about all of them. Today, she's still taking care of those who need it. She's visiting shut-ins, cooking meals for the sick. She even hosts a weekly Bible study in her home and cooks a meal every 3rd Sunday of every month for her entire church. Kathy Morgan Brown is one who sends out letters of encouragement and makes phone calls to cheer people up. Every year she hosts a Christmas banquet for Winter Texans. She organizes, she cooks for it, and hosts about 150 people. For some, it's their only Christmas celebration. She's been the food and banquet chairman for the Bill Glass Prison Ministry in the Valley. She's bought and personally taken Thanksgiving baskets to the needy and has spent her money on gifts for underprivileged children at Christmas time. And she made Rick put on a Santa suit to make the delivery. She's also worked with the Texas Citrus Fiesta for years, helping to make floats. She's a member of the First Baptist Church of Mission. She's in the choir, on the finance committee. She's a trustee, past Awana program leader, and worked with the summer musical activities for kids. She cooks every year for the Vacation Bible School. She's a volunteer with Angel Food Ministries. She's a graduate of Leadership Mission and a mission business owner. In 1984, She went to work with her husband at Virgil Wilson Mortuary, taking on the task as a ministry, not as a regular job. And in 2008, she was honored as the Mission Woman of the Year. In 1999, Kathy and Rick opened the Rick Brown Family Funeral Home. Kathy's continuing her ministry. No one is turned away because of finances. It's assisting families with grace and dignity of a time of incredible pain. This year, Wall of Fame honoree is one of those people who just goes along day after day looking for ways to serve other people, to be part of the answer. No fanfare, no self-aggrandizement, just recognizing a need and responding accordingly. Mission Historical Museum thanks Kathy Morgan Brown for all she's done to improve the quality of life for all of those in need, regardless of age, race, or creed. We have many caring and generous people in the city of Mission, those with big hearts. But Kathy has a heart of gold. Thank you for unconditional love and for making a difference in the lives of those that you've touched. Kathy Morgan Brown.
Well, I'm very, very honored. And standing in front of a crowd and talking is not something I do very well. You know, they say opposites attract, and Rick was the one that did that. He would have a lot of jokes for you right now. I would like to thank the Mission Historical Museum for this honor. It's been my utmost pleasure to serve this community for the past 37 years. And it's because of, I just stand amazed with all this community has done for me. And I want you to know that I just appreciate this. I'm very overwhelmed, and again, I thank each and every one of you.
And there's more. Dr. Ricardo Barrera. Dr. Barrera was born August 26, 1942, right here in Mission. His parents, Clemente and Lucila Barrera. He was only one of 6 children, though. They all went to mission schools. Ricardo graduated Mission High in 1961. From there, it was Pan American College, and then graduated school at the University of Houston, earning a degree first in pharmacy. Because he didn't stop there. He went on to medical school at Autonomous University of Guadalajara. And then the hard years afterwards, the hard years for doctors. 1976-77 at Rutgers University and St. Michael's Hospital in Newark, New Jersey. Then 77-78 at the UT Medical Center for residency. It wasn't until 78 to 83 that Dr. Barrera settled back in the Valley in the private practice of Trevino Garza and Associates in McAllen. It was all the way up to 1983 that he opened, before he could open his own private practice, and that, of course, is in Mission. He's a member of the Hidalgo County Ethical Society, the Texas Medical Association, the American Medical Association. He contributed 4 years of his life to us as medical director for Hidalgo County. He joined the Mission Hospital, now Mission Regional Medical Center. He's been there for 35 years. He's been on the board of directors for 7 years. He's also a member at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. He's been on the board there for 4 years. In the 1990s, he was on the board of the First National Bank of Mission when Paul Rodriguez was president. Currently, he's on the board of directors of the Bank of South Texas, one of the newest banks in Mission, and he's been there for 9 years. Near and dear to his heart, Dr. Barrera worked every Saturday during the summers of football season for the Mission Eagles football team. Now, this was in the 1980s. During the time of Coach David Lee and his staff. Now in his spare time, Dr. Barrera has a special day set aside for the great game of golf. It's every Thursday. Rain or shine is set aside for himself and a special group of friends. Now, Dr. Barrera was asked what was one of the most rewarding accomplishments of his medical career. You know what he said? He said, and here it is, "I have delivered over 10,000 babies here in Mission and McAllen. The most rewarding ones were delivering my daughter, Laura, my son, Miguel, and 4 of 5 of my grandchildren. The most memorable day at Mission Hospital? Well, that was sometime in 1980. He delivered 16 babies in one day. What, no lunch? Now, Dr. Barrera is still practicing medicine 3 days a week at his family medical clinic on Bryan Road. He enjoys his golf game on Thursdays, relaxing with his dogs, reading to keep his mind active, weekends at the beach, and his home on the golf course in Caquisquepan, Querétaro, Mexico. He treasures his wife, Ana Lara. He loves times with his children. That's Richard D., Javier, Hector, Miguel Lara, her husband Mark, Jose, Delaney Gill, and all 5 grandchildren. Dr. Richard Barrera, the Mission Historical Museum recognizes your dedication to your medical career, your loyalty to the City of Mission and Mission Regional Medical Center for 35 years and DHR for 10 years. Thank you for bringing new lives into the world and for treating patients in their time of need. We appreciate your dedication, your leadership, your contribution to the history of the great City of Mission. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ricardo Barrera.
I'm also not used to being in this position, but I thank everyone for being here. Thank my family, my employees, and my colleagues who beat me at golf today. Okay. And I'm honored and humbled by this recognition, especially coming in the twilight of my life and my career. And I thank you.
And now, Ruben Moreno, CPA, a partner in Long Chilton LLP. Now, he was born July 16, 1951 in Mission to Jose Guadalupe and Maria Rosa Reina Moreno in the neighborhood of Monterreito, one of 11 children, 8 brothers, 3 sisters, all first generation born in the USA. See, the Moreno and Reina families had left the hacienda of Las Trancas on the outskirts of Dolores Hidalgo, Guanajuato, to get away from the control of the hacendados. Now, violence it spawned out of the Mexican Revolution in 1910. It was compounded by the Mexican agrarian reform at the time, so the families they knew what to do. They moved to Mission in the early 1940s. Ruben's parents were married in the late 1940s. Growing up, Ruben attended Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic School. Today, he's an active member of that church. He attended Mission High School, graduating in 1970. During high school, Ruben spent his summers in Fresno, California, doing a variety of jobs. Why? To help support the family back in Texas. After high school, it was off to Pan Am to go to college. And all the time he was working, doing one thing or another. A couple of years with the foreign language department working there, and then in 1973, something happened. Ruben started an internship with a local CPA office. That office developed later into Long Chilton LLP, the largest independently owned CPA firm in South Texas. In 1974, Ruben graduated Pan Am cum laude with a degree in business administration in accounting. 1979, he became a CPA. In 1983, a partner of the firm. The last 43 years has been a non-ending line of experience and growth of knowledge of local businesses, nonprofits, and governmental entities. Now, family. Ruben met Rosa Maria in 1971. They were married November of 73. Their first daughter, Cynthia Ann, came along in August 1975. Daughter number 2, Leslie Ann, October 1981. They now have 2 grandsons, Jordan De Leon, who's at the University of New Orleans, and Skylar Ruben Rodriguez. He's 9. Now, Ruben learned about community service in high school for the first time. His football coach, Leo Pena, gave of himself and he gave of his time. Ruben picked up the habit. Over the past 15 years, Ruben has been coaching fast-pitch softball for girls ages 8 through 18. He does it so the girls don't have to travel anywhere for coaching and they don't have to spend any money. He also offers professional accounting services to the community. Now get a load of this. A director of La Lomita Lions Club, the Kiwanis, the Mission Chamber of Commerce, the Mission Economic Development Authority, Agape Christian School, Mission Eagles Booster Clubs, Mission Baccalaureate, Mission Regional Medical Center, the foundation at the medical center as well. For 30 years, Ruben Moreno has helped many community organizations obtain their IRS exempt status. Churches, nonprofits, and the Mission Historical Museum. He's a lifetime member. He does it all because it's the right thing to do, the right thing, as taught to him by his parents. He lost them in 2007 and 2015, but for right now, you have him right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruben Moreno.
Few words, well, I prefer 2 words, thank you. But I have aged, like 35 years later, this is what accounting might do to you. I do want to thank, of course, the committee that considered me for this honor. I do want to thank, of course, my wife and my children that are here, the family, and some of my partners and co-workers. A lot of friends here too. I'm going to say that I have enjoyed the last 43 years, and I'm not gone, I'm still around. And I do, one thing that I've done, that I think I've done, is whatever I've done it for the good of this community. And I think that's what it takes to have this great community that we have. We do it for the good of our community. Thank you.
Okay, Hidalgo County Commissioner Precinct 3, Joe M. Flores. Now, Joe M. Flores was born January the 12th, 1958 in Cuevitas, Texas. He became Hidalgo County Commissioner Precinct 3 in the November election of 2000. As a county commissioner, he represents several cities. It's Sullivan City, Palmview, La Jolla, Mission, Sharyland, Penitas, Palmhurst, Granjeno, and Alton. During his 15 years in office, one of his biggest commission jobs has been just paving roads. You're laughing. It's true, isn't it? He's a vocal advocate for Hidalgo County. Some of what he's worked for is business sounds like business, but he says a lot of it works better when you're working for people. Self-funding workers' compensation and health insurance, for example. Savings, how much? Well, somewhere between $50 to $60 million. Not a bad idea. Now, he owns a multi-million-dollar business, and he says that makes him an advocate for key reforms in fiscal responsibility. He says that's one reason why he's gotten a lot of support. Now, Joe also says another key accomplishment is his open door policy. You can walk in. If he's there, he'll talk to you. People close to him say he's also been known to pay utility bills, funeral expenses, and other needs for those who are less fortunate. And he's a big supporter of his church. Joe Flores has been married to Diana for 37 years. They have 3 children, Joey, Marky, and Kendra. And they have 6 grandchildren, Victoria, Isla, Isabella, Jocelyn, Arturo IV, and Brielle. Commissioner Joe M. Flores, the Mission Historical Museum, thanks you for your dedication for the past 15 years as our county commissioner. The voice for Precinct 3 in Western Hidalgo County. Your dedication, your leadership is recognized and appreciated by hundreds of citizens that have confidence in your experience in making decisions for a better quality of life for everybody. The Mission Historical Museum sincerely thanks you for supporting our annual banquet for the last 10 years and in believing in the preservation of our history our heritage, and the culture of all of Western Hidalgo County. Now, he couldn't be here, but accepting the award, Dr. Mona R. Parras, Chief Administrator for, who else but Joe and Flores?
Good evening, everybody. I know you all were wanting to see Commissioner Flores. I'm sorry, but he was not able to be here this evening. But all of you, and those of you that know Commissioner Flores, know that he is a very humble man, and he doesn't believe in bragging about all his accomplishments. So I'd like to thank the Historical Museum, the board of directors, the staff, the director, and everybody that's here this evening, because it's truly a wonderful event. I'd like to thank you for recognizing what a kind and giving man Commissioner Flores is. And he wanted to be sure that I gave that message to everybody, that he is sorry that he was not able to be here, but is very thankful for considering him for this wonderful award. And I promise you that I will find a very special place for this award in his office. And again, thank you so much. And I'd like to also congratulate all the honorees this evening, and thank everybody that worked so hard to put this wonderful banquet together. I thank you, and I'm so happy to be the one receiving this award for Commissioner Flores. Thank you and good evening.
Coach Richard Thompson, born August 21st, 1955 in Mission, to Harry and Vivian Thompson. Harry was a Valley pioneer farmer who came to the Valley in 1912. Vivian and Harry had 3 children, Sarah Lou, Tommy, and Dickie. Tommy returned to the farm after college and continued his father's legacy with Thompson Brothers Farms. Richard attended Mission High School, graduating in 1974. Now, while there, he was very active in football, track, and fine arts, playing the lead role of Henry Higgins in the choir's production of My Fair Lady. Anybody see that back then? I did. After a year at Pan American University, Richard transferred to Baylor University, earning a degree in education. He married Pamela Slayton Thompson in 1979. After graduating from Baylor in 1980, they moved to McAllen so that Richard could begin his coaching career at Sharyland High School. He's been with Sharyland ISD ever since and is currently in his 37th year. Dickie and Pam have one son, Clay, who's a firefighter for the Hays County Fire Department in San Marcos. Now, during his time at Sharyland, Richard has been an assistant varsity football coach. He was for 15 years, head boys track and cross country coach for 19 years, and the head girls cross country coach for 7 years. During this time, his track and cross country teams had a total of 20 district championships. In 1987, at the UIL State Cross Country Meet, his boys team was the state runner-ups. Richard's proud that the Sharyland Athletic Program has consistently been one of the best overall programs in the Rio Grande Valley for the past 17 years. In 1998, Richard became the Assistant Athletic Director at Sharyland ISD and served in that position for 2 years. In 2000, he became Athletic Director. 3 main goals that he set after becoming the AD were to improve the athletic facilities, raise coaches' stipends, and hire the best teachers, coaches possible. Most of these goals have been achieved, but it's an ongoing process. Richard served as Region 7 Director for the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association State Board from 06 to 08, and in 09 to 11 has been a member for 18 years. In addition, he was president of the RGV Athletic Directors Association from 2009 and 10. He's been a member of the NIAAA for 14 years and the Texas High School Coaches Association for over 25 years. He's currently serving on the City of Mission Recreation Department Strategic Planning Committee. He's also served 2 terms on the Sharyland ISD 5-year Strategic Planning Committee. Now, one of Richard's most rewarding accomplishments has been the addition of an athletic ceremony recognizing the Sharyland ISD Special Olympics athletes. Richard was honored by the RGV Coaches Association as their honoree of the Meet of Champions in 2003, as Athletic Director of the Year at the City of Palms Coaching Clinic in 03 and in 09, and as the THSADA 2013 Regional Athletic Administrator of the Year. A second high school, Sharyland Pioneer, was opened in the fall of 2014, as we know. With this addition came the need to change the name of the stadium shared by the two high schools. Well, Rattler Stadium is now called Richard Thompson Stadium. Richard was also inducted, Richard was also inducted into the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association Hall of Honor in July of 2015. As Sharyland's athletic director, Richard believes that it is the responsibility of the coaches, the administrators, and the school board to make a positive difference in the lives of their students. He feels that athletics is one of the last positive strongholds in our schools today. Maintaining discipline and teaching values concerning honesty, trustworthiness, respect for others, and hard work is vital for the future of our young people. As athletic director, Richard tries to instill in his coaches the importance of teaching these values to their athletes. The phrase he has most often been heard saying to his athletes is, "Character is what you do when the coach isn't watching." He tries to live by that too. Coach Thompson, Mission Historical Museum appreciates your dedication to the Sharyland Independent School District and recognizes the impact that you've made in the lives of so many of our young athletes, our coaches also, and the students throughout the years. They are the champions, but you, Coach, you're the hero in their eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Thompson.
I want to thank y'all for this honor. It is indeed a great honor to be selected to the Wall of Fame, and Mission was an awesome place to grow up. Graduated from Bryan Elementary School, Mission Junior High, and then Mission High School, and I was a Mission Eagle. Some of the pictures I saw a while ago with Dr. White and other guys like Dr. Ralph Cantu, people that made a huge difference in Mission ISD, and it was just a great place to live and grow up. And then went on off to Baylor, and I came back to the Valley after I graduated from there, and I got an offer from a guy by the name of Steve Stark, which was the athletic director and head football coach at Sharyland. So I went from being an Eagle to a Rattler. And Sharyland was 350 kids in the high school when I got there in 1980. And now we have over 3,300, 3,400 students at Sharyland ISD. So it's a large school. And Sharyland's been great to me. Had school board members, some of which are here. And I saw them, Paul Rodriguez, Virginia Townsend, I don't know who other ones, but it's been a great place, and making a difference in kids' lives changes lives. And the things that my wife wrote about me that Leo just read is something that truly hits home to me, because those are the values that I learned in Mission, Texas when I grew up. And I think that athletics is one of the last strongholds concerning discipline in our schools today. That's where we can teach the values, we can teach sportsmanship. You learn so many other things in athletics, and it is a very important, integral part of the educational process, because it teaches values for the rest of our lives. 3 men made a difference in my life, and that's the reason I'm where I am today. One of them was a guy by the name of Coach Jerry Thompson. Another one was Gordon Forster. And another one was Roy Garcia. And those 3 men made an influence in my life and changed my life and gave me the desire to go out and make a difference in other young people's lives. And that's what athletics does for our kids. I want to thank the Historical Museum for honoring me today, and it's a great place to live in Mission, Texas, and it still is. Thank you.